Okay, so it is generated. So let's take a look in under gen scales. So it will take a couple of minutes to generate or load it up. Okay, so you can see how this is looking with the default settings. So there is, I haven't done any change. So one thing that you can clearly see, it's a bit blobby. And the reason for that is if you come under global controls and there is a bulge multiplier. So if you can change that to a very small value, so it's 0.001. So that is the shape of the scales. That's how it looks. And one other thing that you can do is you can reduce the side bulge as well. So maybe I'll go for like 0.01. Okay. And right now the noise on there's a automated noise in this tool, which you can find in gen scale details. There's a surface noise, and under noise value, the default value is 0.006. You can take it down, maybe 0.001. Okay, so that eliminates a lot of, at the first stage, it is good to reduce it, keep it very low so that it is not interfering with your judgment. All right, so that's how it looks now. And it have a bend values also that you can change in the global controls. So if you come to where is it, scale bend attribute, this is the base scale. So bend multiplier, you can easily see this under scale slow. So you can see there's a bend which is too much for this character, so you can take it down. But anyways, we are going to replace the whole scale with our custom scale, so it doesn't really matter in this case. But maybe I will just take it down. So I will take it down to 0.1, where you can see it's much more cleaner. Okay, so this seems to be fine. Now to reflect this in, so you can see it's written over here, switch to scale slow mode for viewport interaction. Now in this section, whatever is in here, you have to switch to gen scale mode for viewport interaction. So these things, if you want to see, you need to generate scales again. So since I changed the bent multiplier, to see this reflected in generated scales, you need to generate mesh again. So I'll just generate mesh. Okay, so that's updated here. So the scale, yeah, doesn't have so much bend. Cool. All right. Now this is all well and good, but this is not what I want. What I want is, if you look at the tiles, split tiles, I like this and I want this to be the base scale. So my base scale should look like this instead of having this this sort of these sort of scales. So what you can do is, in the paint section, there's an ID mask. So if you come here, you can paint on top of here. All right. So wherever you paint, if you look at the paint, you don't have any option other than you have a brush. So all you have to do is basically enable mirroring if you need that, and paint wherever you want tiles to show up. All right, so what I will do is I will you might want this. Maybe what I will do is I need to enable fill geometry, which is not enabled now. Okay, so I will go and add this all over. Okay, so I have filled up the whole section with the paint, with the mask essentially. So now if I come back to scale slow, you can see it's all converted to tiles paint, which is what we need for this character. All right, so that looks great. Now what I will do is I will generate mesh again so that we can see how it looks as a scale itself. Cool, so I will just generate it. Okay, so it's generated. Let me take a look again. Give it a couple of seconds to load up. All right, so this is how it looks, and it looks great. So if you look at the reference, it sort of matches with this sort of tiles, though it's all procedural. Now you can always, come in and change tiles. You can paint manually. All right, so this sort of looks great. And one thing that is missing is definitely some details of muscle structure, which you have to, sculpt it and then bring that here as a projection mesh. But this looks great for now. Now, what we want is we want the same thing all throughout the body. So I don't want this base mesh or base scales, built-in base scale throughout, because it's more like a snake kind of tile that we have in the tool itself. But for these kind of creatures, we have a more like this sort of shape to the scales. So as a next step, what we will do is we will draw some ID curves and direction so that we can have these scales on the body. Okay, we'll just try that out.